Everyone living in the United States shares a common lineage with immigrants. My great-great-grandfather, Michael Houlihan, was one of many Irish immigrants fleeing their homeland due to the devastation of the potato famine and lack of work. At the age of 18, he was confronted with the bitter reality that Ireland could no longer provide for him. So, he boarded a ship to cross the Atlantic Ocean to the United States of America, knowing he would never see his family again. After a long voyage, carrying little with him, he successfully entered the United States and moved to Guttenberg, New Jersey. However, his initial years in the United States were not easy. He struggled to find work in the proclaimed land of opportunity. Apparently, xenophobia runs deeply in the American tradition. Though times were tough, and immigrants back then still faced much discrimination, he persisted, and now, roughly a century later, here I am in Cleveland, Ohio, attending a private university, working to become a teacher, all because someone had the bravery and will to better not only his life, but the lives of all his descendants who he would never know. Today, people from foreign countries still flee the hardship, poverty, and even violence that threaten their livelihoods in their native countries with hopes for prosperity abroad in the United States. Unfortunately, our long-standing tradition of xenophobia lives on to this day and is arguably more palpable than ever.
Today, hundreds of South American and Mexican migrants are fleeing their homes to escape gang violence and drugs that have become so commonplace in their worlds. The migrants pack up their belongings and leave their homes behind in hopes of a better life in the United States. Because the citizenship process can take up to 40 years, many of the migrants feel that traveling through the desert and entering the United States illegally is their only option. Because the conditions in the desert are so life-threatening, many of the migrants traveling to the United States do not make it to their final destination. After the grueling journey through the desert, walking, riding on top of trains, being carried by professional smugglers, the migrants who are lucky enough to survive the desert cross over the Mexican border into Arizona and are arrested by Border Patrol. Border Patrol's prevention by deterrence policy gives them the right to put the immigrants in mortal danger in the desert in hopes of separating the immigrants from their friends and families they are traveling with and killing them. When arrested, Border Patrol keeps the migrants in detention centers, which are equivalent to living in prisons. They are detained there for a 30-day minimum and then thrown onto a bus and dropped off in random locations in Mexico to fend for themselves. We are all immigrants in this country, and above all, we are all human beings that inherit this planet. Don't we all deserve dignity and respect? What can you do to protect the rights of human beings?